Hey everybody, it's another vlog. I've lost count. 43? I don't know. Anyway, today's Pet Peeve Tuesday, and yesterday I talked about my religious views and the religious views that I had growing up. So we're going to continue with that theme. This is another pet peeve about religion. And this is about Christians who live in a Christian bubble. Now, I know many people who live this way, and it pretty much irritates me to death. I wish it literally irritated me to death sometimes. Basically, there exist many people within the Christian community who live in what I like to call a bubble. They hang out only with other Christians. All their friends go to church with them, and they never really step outside that circle of friends or their community or whatever to make any friends that have different religious views than them. And the reason it irks me so much is, like I said, I'm not a Christian, but even so, it irritates me. Now, in one sense, it's kind of relieving because you're like, oh, I don't have to talk to those people. But just the fact that they exist makes me angry. So I'm going to explain why, though. Now, a major tenet of Christianity is the Great Commission, which is that you must go out unto all the earth and tell everyone who hasn't heard that Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior, that He is their Lord and Savior, and they must ask Him into their hearts lest they go to hell. So, Christians that live in a bubble are not doing that. They are not doing that, but they will claim that they are because they go and help homeless people on the weekends, or they go on a mission trip to Africa for a couple weeks. And I have a major problem with this because, yeah, they're telling people that don't know about Jesus, but they're pretty much telling the easiest crowd possible. Now, I don't want to talk down about African people or homeless people, but what I mean by that is that, like, when Christians go on a mission trip to Africa to preach the gospel to poor African tribesmen, I found that most of the time, the people that they interact with are obviously they're poor people, living. Because they're not going to talk to rich Africans or Africans that are urban Africans that are living in cities and have jobs and all that stuff. They're going to go out into the Sahara Desert or the savannah or whatever. They wouldn't go out to the Sahara Desert. That's stupid, but you know what I mean. They go out into the wilderness and go to these like African tribes, people that don't know that computers exist, and they tell them like, there's this magical man in the sky and he loves you. And it's much easier to tell that to someone who is completely unaware of technology and believes in the supernatural than it is to talk to people in America who are aware of such things and do not believe in the supernatural and think you're going to be full of crap if you tell them stuff like that. But if you go on a mission trip to Africa or South America, I just say Africa because it's immediately what anyone thinks about, or certain parts of Asia or whatever, it's like it's considered a considerable sacrifice and a great thing that you're doing in the Christian community. If you go on a mission trip to one of these far off places that nobody ever goes to. But really, I think it's a cop out, and I really do, because it's like, because basically what they're doing when they do this is that they go on their little mission trip and then they come back and think, I am fulfilling the Great Commission, I am doing good and justice in the world. And what about all the people immediately surrounding you who, according to the Bible, are going to hell? What about all those people? Just screw them? It's too hard to talk to those people. It's too much effort. You know what? They probably wouldn't, listen to me anyway. And so then they corner themselves off, they shut themselves off from the outside world, and they surround themselves with everybody who agrees with them. Um, I just have little to absolutely no respect for that. Here's the thing, and I'm not going to quote Nietzsche, but he said something to the effect of this in one of his works. If it is true, I believe it was Beyond Good and Evil. I might be wrong on that. If it is true that the Bible is true, and that all these people are going to hell, and a Christian genuinely believes that, 80% of the people that he knows are going to hell, you would spend every waking hour attempting to convince these people of the truth, and to save them from their ignorance, lest they be eternally damned. And I remember, I think Nietzsche concluded from this that most people that claim to be Christian don't actually believe in what they espouse to believe, and I mean, it makes sense to me, because I thought for years, like, all these people are going to hell. What are we doing about it? Now I don't want to say that they should just go out and go crazy and harass people day and night with not get wink of sleep, and just bother people all day, hit them with Bibles and things like that. 'Cause some people do that and they're annoying as shit, and all that. But it just makes me wonder. It's like, do you really believe what you say you believe? Because it seems like you're being pretty lazy about it to me. And it's really not that hard. It's when I claimed to be a Christian, or when I was trying to be a Christian, I talked to a lot of people that were not Christian. And sometimes they would ask me about my religious beliefs, and I would lie and say that I was a Christian, and we would have civil conversations. It's really not that scary. But whenever I talk to people that go to church, they always, whenever they recount any experience that they had talking with a non-Christian, it always sounds like a horrendous experience. That they talk about it like it was traumatic, and they're so glad to be back in the safety and all that of the church, and all these people who are just boring. That was mean, but whatever. I don't care. I don't care if it was mean. It's true. And I will never understand. Will never understand that. I'm pretty much up for any discussion about religion or philosophy, things like that. And I know many other people who feel the same way, who are agnostic or just generally not Christian. But I find that people that I know that are Christian are only comfortable talking about their beliefs with people who either already believe the same beliefs that they believe in, or people who are just generally accepting of any and all, new ideas. People trapped in the Dark Ages, these, Amazonian tribesmen who, the Bible isn't even translated into their language yet, It just, it disgusts me. It doesn't disgust me, but it makes me very unhappy to think about. And of course, when I talk about homeless people, I'm not saying that they're easy targets, quote unquote, for these things. But, I believe that there's a certain condescension that happens when you think about homeless people. You think that they're of lower intelligence than you, like, they're druggies, they're out on the street, they have no idea what's going on, either in the world or in the job market or in their own lives or just in general. And so I think there's this tendency to think that homeless people are just stupid, and you can just tell them anything, and you can witness to them and things like that. And while I have met homeless people like that, I have met homeless people who are just homeless. They just don't have a home. They've fallen on hard times. They're intelligent people, sometimes with bachelor's degrees, which is very sad and kind of scary for someone who's about to graduate college. But I just can't stand it, and every time I talk to one of these people, I always want to tell them, what, I'm not a Christian, so they always think I am, so don't want to blow their minds or anything. But I just want to be like, oh, you're talking to someone who's not very sympathetic to your situation right now. God. Anyway, so yeah, I don't understand it. They're basically disobeying their own, holy book. Um, it's just there's so many things that I have a problem with within that idea of surrounding yourselves with everyone who believes the same thing as you. And it just really grinds my gears, and so I thought I would make this video about it. So I don't want to. I could talk forever about this, and from yesterday's video, which was half an hour long, you guys already know that, so I will cut it short now. But thank you for listening, and thank you for all your comments yesterday. I read them all, but since it's kind of a serious issue, and I didn't respond immediately, but I will once I come up with a coherent and relevant comment to make. So anyway, okay, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Show and tell Wednesday. And I have a perfect show and tell Wednesday. Oh, man, it's going to be great. Oh, God. I have something that is so unbelievable. I still have it. I got something in the mail. This is all I'll say about it. I got something in the mail that's related to Christianity and religion that told me that I could not keep it. And so rebelliously I did, and I actually have it back there, and I will show you guys tomorrow. It's insane. That's all I can say. It's kind of creepy that I have it. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.